This is entitled Floral Prejudice. I was pricking out my bedding plants the way one does each May. My flocks and stocks were glorious to see, when a nagging doubt came in my head and would not go away. A prejudice that keeps on bothering me. Why is everybody anti-rhino? Why, what is it that they say the rhino's done? Why does everyone turn sour at the mention of this flower that only wants its moment in the sun? People can be anti-body, antidote, anti-cyclone, or anti-money, anti-climax, always on the moan. But why should anyone be anti-rhino? Why can't they leave the poor rhino alone? Why is everybody anti-rhino? It can't be something in the rhino's name. Not when St. John's wort is present, or Smurge, far more unpleasant, and giant hogsweed puts them all to shame. I can see that love lies bleeding is a name one might abhor, and who could trust a plant that calls itself false hellebore? But still the world is always anti-rhino. It's a feeling you can never quite ignore. Why is everybody anti-rhino? Tell me if you can the rhinos cry. I can see no rhyme or reason for year-round anti-rhino season when they'll grow in chalk or clay or loam or lime. I've never cared for lovemort, blue strife, or bleeding heart. Pelargoniums and geraniums I can never tell apart. So why should everyone be anti-rhino? How did this anti-rhino feeling start? Why is everybody anti-rhino? Is it because they do sometimes take hold? Just because they're all self-seeding? Well, it makes a change from weeding. And other plants I know are far more bold. Campanula, if given sway, will always prove tenacious. An unchecked Chinese lantern loves a border that's herbaceous. But why should anyone be anti-rhino? Can they help it if they're scrofulariaceous? Why is everybody anti-rhino? Are they antisocial in some way? I should feel a lot more wary of a snake's head fritillary. And Narcissus won't give you the time of day, always thinking of themselves. Now baby's breath's a mouthful, but that's the way it grows. And goldenrod, I have to say, it gets right up my nose. But why should everyone be anti-rhino? Perhaps there is a rhino no one knows. Why is everybody anti-rhino? The question's given me some sleepless nights. I should stand up in the crowd and say it clear and loud that I am starting a campaign for rhinos' rights. But I'm not one to start campaigns where angels fear to tread. Who would want the anti-rhino crowd brought down upon their head? So if I'm asked, I'll say I'm anti-rhino, and I'll go and plant some snapdragons instead. My words may freeze ya. Anti-rhinos, call them snapdragons instead. Is this the future? Calling anti